This talk is so fun. This is based on my latest book and obsession, The 50% Rule. So who is this talk for? This talk is primarily for business leaders, CEOs, entrepreneurs, people that are looking to stand out, differentiate without spending a boat ton of money, and also looking for self-development and leadership skills that are actually fun and all wrapped into one simple single rule. So what is the 50% rule? It's ridiculously simple. It basically says that anytime you're doing something new, launching a new product, listening to advice, talking to a mentor, listening to a podcast, only take about half. Take the 50% that feels right, that feels like you, it feels like something that would actually work. And then give yourself permission to throw out the other half and make room for your own ideas. Bring in things that you saw somewhere else or that you think would work better. Now, that rule is not enough for a talk, or definitely for a book. But what happened is I started to use this rule first to kind of get over my own poop. I was getting so caught up in the gurus and the playbooks and all of the things that entrepreneurship brings, which is funny because I used to be a corporate CEO. You think I would be in charge, but I was wrapped around an axle of taking in all that stuff 100% and then having all these comparison cramps, as I call it, and feeling frustrated and unmotivated. So first, that rule, when I first told myself that rule, it unlocked something. And I talk about the science in my talk as well. But then what happened is I felt like for the next couple of years, every time somebody would come to me with a problem or something they were hung up on, I would just throw out naturally, authentically, why don't you 50% rule it? And they would be like, huh? And I would explain the rule and they would get excited and unlocked and come up with these ideas, but still not enough for a keynote talk and a book. Then what happened was crazy. I started to observe this rule out in the wild, like everywhere. So I saw it when I went to Hamilton. I sat there and thought, oh my goodness, Lin-Manuel Miranda, 50% rule Broadway. That's why it's so successful. I saw it with John Madden and his broadcasting and the Savannah Bananas and Shopify and some things they did. And I started to see that this 50% rule was more than just a self-development hack. It was also a formula to help people go from underdog to unmatched, to start competing in a league of their own, both personally, but also in their business. And so this talk is really about hearing the stories, being inspired, understanding the rule at a level that it enacts so much power to using this one simple rule in everything you do. So if this is something, if you have a team that's looking for ways to stand out and innovate and just feeling stuck or feeling behind, this is the perfect talk. I tell all kinds of stories and show data about how this 50% rule actually launched people to great success. And I would love to do the same for you and your organization.